Everyone now go. That's the only episode from season 1 I'll allow you to watch. Go watch
No!
the Drake interview.
Hi guys, welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love podcast. I'm your host Pixie, and with me are my co-hosts Alexa and Kayla.
Hello.
Yay! Today we have like a special episode. We will be reacting to one of our old episodes. We decided it would be our first video recorded episode with all three of us. I really don't want to do this.
I'm scared.
This is what the people wanted to see. So this is one of the donation goals we promised during our streamathon that we did for the Thailand Kickstarter. And we hit that goal. And now we are reacting to our old content. And not only did we hit that goal, but the campaign has been fully funded. By the time this comes out, it'll be over. So we funded it with 6 days to spare, which is super exciting. We're gonna be in Thailand this summer. So thank you guys for supporting and for donating and sharing. The support that we've gotten from the community has just blown my mind completely.
It's been insane.
Yeah, it's just the fact that people are as excited about us doing this trip as we are. It's just really cool to see. It just really highlights our little community. So we're excited to start planning and kind of taking you guys along on that journey with us. But yeah, thank you.
Yes. And it prompted a conversation with my mom that I had to explain to her how we managed to raise all that money because she doesn't think we have listeners.
Pixie's mom being a hater.
Oh, it was so funny. You should have seen her face. Who's
honestly,
giving money?
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I am kind of shocked that people gave us that much money too, but people are awesome.
Amazing.
So. Yeah, amazing. It's very exciting.
Amazing. Okay. So we'll just jump right into it.
Yeah, I guess we don't have a choice.
Thank you,
Oh God.
It's got the old cover and the old logo and everything.
I was the designer.
Pixie in her Photoshop era.
Oh, it's so cringe. Oh God. Our intro was pretty long back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes through the whole jingle, I think.
Yeah. It's 30 seconds or something.
Crazy.
But we paid for that whole jingle.
I just want to use it.
Oh.
It really is so long. Oh my God.
It is.
How did people not click off? Honestly.
Right.
Guys, welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love podcast, where we talk about everything related to boys love. I'm your host, Pixie, and with me are my co-hosts, Alexa and Kayla. So, before we go into our main topic today, talking about
blurry ass logo in the corner is really.
We are gonna take some tea time. There's been some news about Kin Porsche.
Yes.
3
God, we were talking about Kim Porsche back then.
Tweeted, and it doesn't sound good. It's a little bit.
Oh, this is when it first originally got canceled.
Because they're
right
explicitly saying what's going on, but it's pretty obvious that we're not in the show anymore. So it started with Green, who's playing. What's his character?
Character's name was Time.
I hate listening to myself talk.
And I don't know, there's so many people involved in that cast. I don't know.
My hair is going into the light.
It's they actually had in the production. But I know his character's name was meant to be Time. And yeah, he started it, and it was basically his tweet was just like, bye bye hashtag Kim Porsche the series.
Yeah.
And Colin, who is playing, I think it's Kim, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but it's
this is not going well.
Alexa is explaining perfectly.
In the series, he replied to the tweet basically saying like, oh well, who am I going to criticize the government with now? So like that kind
Why
of
does my voice
that
sound like
was
that?
no longer part of the production since they wouldn't be able to
Super
like,
awkward.
chat and stuff like that. So
We were. This was
and
so
later
new to us.
He came out with another tweet saying that he didn't say he was withdrawing because a lot of people were speculating that meant that he was himself.
God, I look
withdrawing.
so nervous.
The roles
Why am I so
he
nervous?
has, the tuxedo coming up and other roles, so he's got a busy schedule. But in his tweet number 2, it's pretty clear that he didn't leave
Years ago.
by choice. And some people were a little bit confused, and you can interpret it in a different way because he doesn't say specifically that he is actually leaving.
Yeah.
So people are wondering if he's just like being funny or whatever. But I'm 99% sure he means that he has been tossed out of Kin Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yes.
Clear to me with like everything that's been going on around the series lately. It definitely sounded, and with like the replies from the other castmates and stuff, and to other people coming forward and basically tweeting the same thing today. It seems like these actors are pretty clearly like not going to be a part of the series anymore. So the other two this morning,
Kim Porsche was a ride. Like
Really was.
From beginning to end, it was a
It
ride.
still is. Like, there's no calm moment with that show.
I'm not sure how that's pronounced.
God.
Who was meant to play Kim. So they both basically tweeted the same thing with the Kin Porsche hashtag. One of them was like, officially it's time to say farewell.
How did people continue watching us after this?
Memories, thank you, farewell,
Right.
Kin Porsche series. So all three of them basically tweeted like similar things with the Kim Porsche hashtag, which like if you're tweeting with the hashtag, you're trying to get the information out there to people following the hashtag. So it definitely seems like a kind of we're not a part of this series anymore type thing.
Yeah, and I love that they're tweeting it in English as well. Like, they know the audience. Yeah, no, the whole thing
It's
is
so
super
weird to
shady.
see our
We don't
old
even know which
rooms.
company is
I
going to
know.
take over the series
Right.
yet. We just know there is a
An old
company.
apartment.
And they are probably tossing out the actors to make room for their own actors, which will be cheaper, and also they will be able to promote their own actors. Yeah. So I'm guessing there's a lot more of the cast that will be gone by the end of this, but I think a lot of them won't be saying anything until the company does because they don't like doing salty stuff online.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can understand the frustration because this whole situation first came about. It's been a couple weeks now. And since then, all we've gotten was the word that Kim Porsche is going to be taken over by another company officially, but there's been no official tweets further about what that company is. Like,
God, our intros were super long
like,
back then, tea times.
They haven't said any word about the casting changes. We've just been getting this stuff from actors.
I kind of feel like we're
stuff like that, which I
saying the same stuff over again, just in different words.
That's exactly what we're doing.
The writers and
trying to fill the time.
Also getting frustrated with the lack of official news, or else I don't really know why they'd be going to Twitter about things and kind of tweeting things out on their own without really saying anything, but like still saying stuff. So I don't know. It'd just be nice to have like some official updates. Like, this is what's going on, because fans are just in a frenzy right now and no one knows what to believe or to think.
Yeah, the fact that they
get those official explanations.
I mean, it's so bad, and like you're not taking care of the actors that you're supposed.
This whole reaction is just going to be us laughing at ourselves.
Also, all the actors getting tossed out, are they getting paid for all this time they spent promoting the series, doing workshops?
I probably didn't get paid for that.
Probably not. If Filmania is bankrupt, then there's no money.
Probably not.
It's not like the new company would be paying actors that they're not keeping on board. So, I mean, I don't know how the payment works, if they were getting like paid as they go for certain appearances they made.
God, this was before we knew how bad the writers were too.
Of everything that they put into it, but
but
like if Filmania went bankrupt, then like that makes you think they probably didn't have.
Someone could make a show about all the drama that happened
to,
filming Kim Porsche.
Some actors in the past that told us they're not getting paid for promotional stuff.
It's true. A lot of
this is up your alley.
Choosing like especially like the YouTube stuff and things like that. So yeah, that kind of sucks.
I know we talked before about just like how we wish that companies would be more transparent.
Kayla finally speaks.
We wouldn't have to speculate so much.
12 minutes,
the way
Kayla.
these cast changes always go down is so seedy. Like I can understand from the company's standpoint them wanting to promote their own actors, but it just like feels so morally like gross that they're throwing out these people who have been these characters up until now and have worked, like you said, in workshops and things like that.
Yeah, how many months have it been since they started doing the promo and the trailer?
Didn't the original trailer come out?
Yeah, right.
Or was it early this year? I feel like it came out last year.
Yeah.
BL boy talk.
Real quick.
It's been a while. It feels like it's been a while.
I think it's
6
like
months
a year ago.
So it would have been,
Seriously?
it says it was released on January 8th. So yeah, like 6 months ago. But yeah, it feels like it's been out for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, and to think like
That's
the time they put in even before like filming the trailer and workshopping those scenes that are in the trailer and the whole casting process. I mean, it's probably been going since like mid 2020 at least. I would think that they've all been working on it.
Yeah, this was recorded with Zoom.
Yeah, that's like 6 months to a year.
Oh,
maybe,
dude.
You know why it feels like it's such a long time ago? Because Kim Porsche did this whole spectacle about the casting. They were tweeting and Instagramming the whole process of like reveals and all that crap. I remember that.
Why are we still talking about this?
For like
Why is anyone watching us?
All this hype for nothing.
I don't know how to feel about like, and like it sucks because I feel like the actors that the new company is going to put into it, like they're not at fault here. Like the actors that they're putting into the new
learning
roles,
curve,
like,
dude.
They didn't do anything wrong. Like, you know, for them, this is like an opportunity for work.
This is like when we first started doing tea time too.
But I feel like a lot of people are gonna kind of be like prejudiced. I don't know if prejudice is the right word.
Was this the very first time we had video at all?
Those actors from the get-go.
I think it's like technically the
whole
second
situation leading up to them taking over the roles.
I think we were a little bit awkward about being on video.
And for anyone who's bought merch or thinking about buying merch, don't do it.
Oh yeah, the merch. God.
Oh my
so
god.
salty about that
I forgot
one.
about that.
Because it's supposed to ship.
I did get my money back.
May at the latest. And I bought a lot. And I didn't receive anything. And when all this went down, I had to double check, like, what the hell is happening? So I tried to email them about it and got no answer. So I went to PayPal and contacted them.
This is a long
through
explanation.
PayPal. You have to do that before
just
you put in place for your money back.
Just say
And I
you
got no
like
answer
got
there
your
as
money
well.
back. Just
And so I had to put the claim in to get the insurance that you get through paying with PayPal. So I got my money
This
back
is too long.
from PayPal, not from Kim Porsche. So
serious.
yeah, I'm guessing they don't have money. So if you haven't used
It's like we were news reporters or something. So serious about it.
credit card with insurance or something.
Oh my god,
you're
the
probably not
newscast.
gonna see that money,
Newscast.
which sucks.
That really sucks. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious if anyone has gotten anything. Because I haven't seen
No.
anyone talking about it.
Yeah. I feel like I saw a tweet somewhere along the line that like a Thai fan might have tweeted that they finally got theirs, but
Yeah, I
know
saw that
there's-
one too, but that wasn't Kin Porsche. It wasn't the series, it was the book.
So it wasn't through the same merch that front that you
the
ordered
series
from.
were selling
Still going.
Dolls.
And t-shirts with like
Right. I know you got like the
I remember they
t-shirts and
sent
stuff.
me in
Yeah.
like an extra T-shirt because I bought so much.
So
You're
I
supposed
still
to
have that
buy
t-shirt.
t-shirts and stuff.
yeah. Yeah, so I haven't seen anyone getting any of the merch from that
Oh yeah,
site.
stop talking.
And they
Just
got like a lot
get
of
on with
dollars.
it.
Yeah. Didn't you say too that like they have been adding new stuff recently, even since like you've been trying to like get your money back?
Yeah.
So,
That makes no sense.
yeah.
What?
That's like really kind of I think
They've been
You don't have the
adding
money
like
to
a
give
ton
people-
of different dolls.
that's really weird.
You know, this was how the
Insane.
podcast was
Yeah, and they
before
still
Heather
have,
came
like,
along.
other stuff.
Literally.
But there's nothing else.
There's no updates since then. Well, it's July now, so a little bit past May, and like I know that sometimes like overseas stuff can take a long time, but like you at least should have gotten like
Still freaking
notice
talking.
of some sort that like, oh, this has
Let's
been
speed it up.
delayed, or
Speed it up.
this, but
Chop,
it's
chop,
been delayed
chop,
because
chop,
of
people.
COVID.
We need
or
to watch
something
this
like
in
that.
like
Yeah, and at
So
least
you
when
haven't
I'm
heard
reaching
anything?
out-
half speed
Yeah.
or
At least when I'm
faster
reaching
speed.
out,
Like-
asking about it,
Oh yeah, two
Answer.
times the speed.
like what the hell?
yeah.
So yeah, that company.
I think
has
we're
not,
done
like,
soon. I
thought
think
of it.
Hopefully.
this
So
was
if
like.
anyone has any merch, just get.
I feel like
Yeah,
none of
we
us
can get
knew
money
how
back.
to segue
Like,
this,
it's not
so we
worth it.
just
And
kept talking.
No.
You bought it when they started.
Still talking about the merch.
The sale. Then the 180 days that PayPal gives you is
Oh
almost
my
over.
god.
Oh God.
August. It will be over in August. So
It really
you
is.
should do it before it's too
Just
late.
like a newscast.
Mhm.
And in other news,
There's another one. Hold on. Pause.
outraged by
Pause.
yeah,
Heather, pause.
a little bit.
How long did we do tea time?
How far did we get?
We spent like 12 minutes on Kin Porsche, and then there was another one. The merch.
Yeah.
Drake
Drake.
shocks Twitter. What is that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. You don't
20
remember
minutes
the
on tea
Pornhub?
time.
The Pornhub.
Oh, yeah.
20
Dude.
minutes on tea time.
We spent 20 minutes on tea time. There's so much
Okay,
to
okay, we
unpack
need
here.
to listen about Drake. Look at our faces. Oh my god.
Face
Okay.
fixing.
And in other news, the internet is outraged by BL actors
Outraged.
being human.
Dude, are we doing
So
this channel?
sassy.
So
We were talking about this
Twitter,
before we
right?
started
Yeah,
recording.
on Twitter.
That's why we were
Twitter.
being sassy.
A picture of himself with someone
Frank.
else. Frank.
he was
yeah.
a Frank.
Yeah, and he posted a picture of him and Frank and took like a zoomed in screenshot of a part of the picture
Thank you.
and put that there as well, where it says on a label Pornhub.
Yeah,
So
so he had a
apparently
Pornhub
he-
fanny pack.
Yes.
And he tweeted the picture and then zoomed in on the fanny pack and added that second picture to the tweet himself with like
Yeah.
Yes,
laughing emoji.
Pixie already said that.
And
Yeah,
he
I
went-
saw,
Yeah.
I saw people commenting that they thought it was like a fan account or something that tweeted
Yeah,
it.
no, it was Drake. It was Drake himself.
No,
But
he's
yeah.
God, I love Drake.
There were people who were upset about Drake tweeting about, I guess, Pornhub. I mean, it's one thing because a lot of people know Pornhub is not a great company, as a lot of porn production companies aren't.
We need
But I
to talk
think
about
more
that.
the tweets were angry about
Morality
the
of
fact that, like,
Pornhub.
he was indicating that he watches porn, potentially watches porn, period. Because, like, having a fanny pack, like, doesn't necessarily, I mean, if he knows what Pornhub is, most people know what Pornhub is, even if they don't watch porn. So, like, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's, like, an avid Pornhub watcher or anything. But some people were upset at the notion of their BL boy acknowledging sex in porn and the fact that he might potentially watch porn. So, you know, it's just like this whole
was a scandal at all.
Weird standard that, and it's the same with like K-pop idols. Like people have this like weird
and we go into
virginal
K-pop
expectation. Of,
we're good at that one.
BL
Like going into
and,
like K-pop, we do it all.
Yeah.
Like I do it all the time too.
But like they want to be able to ship them and like see them in like sexual scenarios with their co-stars and stuff. But the second they indicate any type of realistic knowledge of sex or porn,
just
then,
remove
like,
all of our
issue
first
because
season episodes. Can we just agree to
private everything?
Right.
Like, he's 20 years old. Like
I keep looking
he's a
at that
20-year-old man.
blurry logo.
Come on, people. He's not a child. He's
It's
not
such an eyesore.
like, he's not
I don't know.
he's not the virginal image that you might have of him, that you've created in your head of him. Like, I don't know. It's just
the
like
show he did when he was doing the striptease thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
the
infantilization
Thai magic mic.
that
Yes.
happens.
No, the
Honestly, very
when he's in the
surprised
hotel
because
room
I
with the
know
girl.
that happens in K-pop.
He's
but
crawling
for
on
some
the
reason,
floor
I
and
didn't
stuff.
think that it would transition over into
Yeah.
like actors. But the more you think about it, I feel like especially Asian actors get infantilized a lot.
Yeah.
So
Good point,
it
Kayla.
makes sense, but
Yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too. It's one of the weirdest things I see online, and I'm just like, and it's usually the younger fans doing it as well. So it's like one of this, like, it keeps reminding me of my 6-year-old daughter.
You know what's
keeps, like,
making
going to
like
my 3-year-old
me
and he's
think
just like,
that I look weird? I'm not wearing
And I'm
glasses.
just like, what?
I know.
Right.
Really throwing me off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pause.
A lot of BL fans need to learn that lesson. Like, that is a 20-something-year-old man. He is not your baby. Like, please.
Yeah.
There's a line that needs to be
Fast forward to me calling
recognized
people
in
baby
law.
girl.
You don't not need to tell them to eat or sleep or whatever. They're grown up.
They got
grown-ass
it.
people who can choose themselves. Oh my god, it's the worst thing I see whenever there's like with K-pop idols and B lives and stuff like that. Seeing people going,
We love a good tangent.
Could you sleep? Go to
Yeah.
sleep. It's too late.
We still
They're grown up. Stop it.
Yeah, rip be live.
Oh.
She's long since died.
It's just funny to me that like that's the reaction that people
Is V
have.
Live
I'm
died?
like, come on, guys.
Died? Dead?
Come on.
Yeah, they only have
Yes,
they
are
have
we?
only have Weverse now.
Are we? I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay,
Yeah, I haven't
so
watched
we
K-pop
are gonna
stuff
talk
in a
about
while.
our
Finally.
favorite
Going into the episode
characters.
topic.
So not actors, characters. There's a very, very heavy distinction there.
Okay, so this is
Yes.
characters, not
In
actors.
reality, there's a line
Yes.
there.
Yes.
I can go first then.
Who did I say? I don't
The
remember.
first person I put on my list, a very recent addition that probably doesn't surprise anyone if you've been watching the podcast, but Jean from Lovely Writer.
No.
I feel
stand
by
that kind of, I mean, that series as a whole just like
That's not
really
a
became one of my
surprise.
all-time favorite series really, really quickly.
We
but
love being predictable.
I think Jean, especially, is probably the character within this series that I resonated with the most. And it's definitely going to be a trend with a lot of the characters that I have. But I'm really very drawn to introverted characters.
Have we done
I think that's
character
because I'm an
best
introvert
boys
myself.
afterwards?
So I think it's really easy
No,
for
I
me
don't
to
think we've done
resonate
one
with
since.
a lot of their behaviors and a lot of the choices that they make, and a lot of the times the way that they react to like their
Maybe we need to do an
romantic partners or
updated
whatever
version.
Everyone
situations they might end up
comment
in.
below
So I
if
feel
you
like
want
Jean
us to do a
especially
new
is an introverted
character,
BL
best
character
boys.
that I really saw a lot of myself
Way to get that
in, and,
engagement,
like,
Pixie.
his actions and the way he
Thank you.
handles situations. Like in particular, like the whole situation that a lot of people were split on, like when he found out that
your
Nubs
face
was like his childhood friend and kind of had a freak out on him, and a lot of people like couldn't understand where he was coming from in that situation and why he was so angry. And I think that was one of the things that made me like,
I get
really,
him like
really
no one else
resonate with Gene,
does.
because I understand how hard it was for him to like open up to someone, especially in like a potentially romantic sense. So like it resonated with me, and just like his general like awkwardness, the way he handled a lot of like the social situations he was placed into, which I know we talked before about him like being autism coded as on the spectrum, but even beyond that, just like a lot of his responses in general to like being pushed into like the meetings for the show and having to respond to like the people that he wasn't close with and being put into social situations with them. I think I saw a lot of myself in him in those situations. So he definitely became like one of my favorite characters very, very quickly. And so he's the first person that came to mind when this was the topic that we decided we were going to do.
Yeah. Similarly, while we're talking about Lovely Writer, for me, the one I wrote down was Airways.
I had a feeling of fears.
I know, like, I feel like he is the best written villain I've ever seen. I resonate with him a lot, and I just like
see resonating with the villain is so fitting.
It's my villain era.
It's just so subtly done and so good, and there's like so much gray area, which I appreciate because it's
I still
resemblance to like
feel this way. Like
he is a really good,
no one is like black
really
and white.
well written character.
Villain.
Great. Well, all of it. Like no one is wholly good or wholly bad. Like every villain has a good side to them as well, or something that drove them to what they are doing. And I just love how they portrayed him. And yeah, I know that a lot of people ended up hating Aoi, and I don't get it at all. I pity him.
There was a lot of hate
get it.
for Aoi.
So I appreciate them like doing something like that for a character and just creating depth to a villain, because you don't see that a lot.
I think being able to like talk with Bruce too and get his perspective on Aoi and like a lot of the choices that he made when acting and like how he felt about the character.
We talked to him before this.
Gave him a lot more depth.
He wasn't on camera with us. That's right.
It was before we started
getting that kind of like behind the scenes perspective or perspective of the actor like really helped to be able to resonate with him more throughout like the ending of the series, especially, and some of those choices he made there. But yeah, I agree. I feel like they did a good job. Like
we've come so far, guys.
That's what I keep thinking.
Like, I couldn't hate him.
Oh my god, we've come so far.
Yeah, I also thought that our interview with Bruce really colored my overall opinion of Aoi's character. Because at first I was just like, oh, he's like really annoying. And then whenever I like heard and saw more about like why he did the things he did, I was like, okay, well, I just feel really bad for him.
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of love him, even though he is the villain. Like, he's a little iconic, to be honest. Like,
I'm just gonna cover myself with my hand. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I don't have anyone from Lovely Writer, but the first
I just keep like
person I thought of when we were coming up with this topic is Korn from Until We Meet Again.
I still love Korn.
Because I think
I mentioned that during our bracket.
You did.
Good, modernized version of
some things don't
Romeo.
Change.
Like, his story has a lot of the archetypes that originated from Shakespeare.
I wonder if we
Romeo
would do
Juliet.
this again,
controlling parental figure,
we would like, even though we
between the families and then,
agree
like, the
with what we were saying back then, would we
end up dying?
Still come up with the same
those
list?
Aspects of like the Romeo character.
Yeah, I can think of more people I would like to add in.
Yeah.
I also think his
So I'm gonna have to kick some people
is
out.
a really good depiction of mental illness.
I forced my friends to watch Semantic Error
he's, like,
today.
clearly depressed, but his emotions are
I'm kind of in the
We know
field.
some people Pixie would add in.
I find very realistic. Like, he'll smile and laugh when he's with his brothers or in touch, but you can tell that, like, inside he harbors this deep sadness. So I just think that the way they portrayed his depression was...
I just don't like the way
it
I
was
describe
subtle,
things.
but really
That's how I feel.
effective, if that makes sense. And then I think the fact that we could just sympathize with his character, considering, like,
I feel
how
like
much
we're
less
overly
time
serious.
We are. That's why I don't like the tone
well-written of
that
a
I'm
character
speaking
he
with.
is. So I guess
We're
overall,
taking
I
ourselves
like
so
the
seriously.
No laughter.
archetype, and
No
I think he
smiles.
suits it really well. And yeah, I really like Corn because of that. I think my theme is going to be that I like sad characters.
True, still true.
What is that laugh that I just did?
Yeah, I think about like insight into my own psyche from trying to figure out which characters I like the best.
Yeah, for real. Like, you start to see the trend and you're like, oh, maybe that says something about me. I don't know.
Maybe we're projecting. Who knows?
Maybe we are.
So that's a conversation for a different podcast.
Low key, kind of funny.
So,
That was pretty funny.
The next person I had on my list, I feel like this is the one person who kind of didn't fit my like general archetype of favorite characters, but also in some ways he did. Vlad from Gaia Soft Caligula.
Yeah.
So
Was
I
in my
feel like at
GSP
first,
era.
and overall, Vlad comes off as like a very extroverted character. It's like that first time you meet him through Carl's vision, he's like drunkenly dancing in his apartment, and like the doors open, and he approaches Carl at first with like a very much like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just like gonna be me. I'm gonna just like do whatever I need to do type of attitude. But I think I really like that as we went through the series and as he got closer to Carl and they got closer to each other, we saw a lot more of his like vulnerabilities and how a lot of his like extroverted personality was definitely
My inability
him, like,
to keep my
projecting
hands
to cover up his
still has
insecurities.
not
Like,
changed at all.
the whole situation with
I
his
always
ex
have to use
and
my
him being
hands.
afraid of being with someone who's ashamed to be with him publicly.
I just noticed I get
and
easily
how his
distracted,
kind
so
of
my eyes will just like dart in
incited
different
that
directions at times because I have two screens and suddenly something is like
whole story about his dad and
blinking.
feeling like he failed keeping his parents' marriage together, and even like going as deep as to
so
explain how
serious.
his father was abusing him and how he tied that to his gayness.
Even
and
just
felt a lot of shame in
as
that
one
for
of
a
us
long
are
time,
speaking,
even though he
it's like a
he
dead
knew
stare
that
from the
in
others.
his heart he felt
yeah, right.
the reason his father hit him was not because it was gay, but like his childhood mind.
God,
kind of
we
helped
were
them
not
make that
used to talking
connection.
on screen.
So I just feel like
Pixie,
he
you
was a
look like
character
you
who,
want to kill
there were so
someone. Like
many
what?
layers to him that kind of
You look like you don't want to be there. It's so funny.
I know. I don't know what's going on in my head.
Shit kind of hit the fan, and he was kind of like desperately trying to get
I
Carl
think
to
I'm
feel
focusing
feels about him.
I'm focusing
Like,
so
I
much
just
on
feel like in
listening
that
that
moment,
I just
like,
forgot that
so-
your face is supposed to work.
yeah,
You were on camera.
and just like
I'm a resting bitch
protect
face,
him,
okay?
and like, that was, like, kind of that whole episode and that scene was kind of what solidified him as one of my favorite characters. So
Say that when we
Yeah,
started
I
doing
really
like
like Carl.
the recordings
Yeah.
face to face, I kind of got like
My-
focused on watching myself.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
still have issues with that.
Yeah.
but I don't know. There's just the character just sits with me and has since I saw the show. It's Fighter in my
Who am I talking about?
Oh, fighter.
I almost put her on my list. Okay?
Well,
Like,
I still
really
kind
did.
of agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, there's something about like the silent and
ZD.
Zee.
ZD.
physical character.
Me and Z
that
have
just,
beef right
like,
now,
sits
so
Dude,
that
no.
bracket.
Alexa, do you have a
No.
cutout?
Pixie, have you woken up at 4 a.m. to watch Z's fan cons? No, you have not, but I have for Max.
No.
Hold on.
There's a line.
So that's-
And I'm
I
willing to
always-
go cross.
even though I don't think like Why Are You was like the greatest show, like they had some really bad shortcomings because of
Look, Kayla.
but I still think like the character-
I always,
and even
still
with
now,
this
I,
relationship with Tudor
like,
and how
if
that
you looked at my
progresses
brain, it's like all these different tubes of information, and then I'm trying to follow them all at once, so I get overwhelmed by my own thoughts.
Mhm.
but like it's just like his growth as a character really, it's just so well done, and I just loved sitting through it. Like, there's so
I'm
much
good at explaining myself as always.
growth, and it doesn't feel forced.
Yes, that was sarcasm.
Like you said about vulnerabilities and just
Oh, thank God I'm not the smart one in this podcast.
Do we have a smart one in this
Yeah. It has nothing to do with my love for C.
Oh.
I actually think my
Uh-huh.
love for C comes from my love for Fighter.
Yeah.
So
I
I always associate
characters.
C with Fighter, which makes me love C.
I kind of do that. I have more of a relationship to C as Fighter than C as in Cutie Pie. I can't even remember what his name is in Cutie Pie.
Leon.
It's Leon.
So
Kia, Leon.
Yeah.
Killen.
Respect on his name.
Leon Killen.
Yeah, I feel like brooding, kind of stoic, but there's a lot more beneath them. Character is like my second favorite character archetype, so I have a lot of characters like that I
What was that point?
enjoy as well. I think
It was like I was scolding you.
You agree.
I wrote it down, and he did not make the cut.
I hate that.
good, I'm not alone.
What?
Okay, throw it back. Kind of. It wasn't that long ago, in like the frame of BL, but it feels like forever ago. I love Third from Theory of Love so much.
I still do.
I think Third is probably the BL character I relate to the most.
That's not true
Like on
anymore.
the surface level,
That's
he's
not
a
true
production
anymore.
student, so like I get that part of it. But like on the deeper level, he personifies unrequited love in this way that's like so utterly dramatic.
Yeah.
Points were made.
It really feeds into like my hopeless romanticism. And I probably mentioned this before, but I really relate to his struggle of like being a queer person who is in love with his alleged hetero best friend.
Alleged.
All the emotions.
Alleged. Like a newscast.
The same thing with
Literally.
Fighter is that Third is very multi-dimensional. He doesn't like just exist to be someone else's foil. He's like a good friend. He's a good writer. Like he's very talented, and I just feel like there's more to him than just
Season
like
one
his
was
love
our
for
newscast
Kai.
era.
Yeah, no joke.
I also feel it's kind of.
I think we were literally trying to figure out how we were going to do all of this.
Like, the main character will honestly like have pursuits and a personality outside of their love for the other person.
Yeah, that's kind of rare to see these days. A lot of the time, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, so like even though his story, like it's not anything new, I feel like the character is so complex that he keeps you wondering what he's going to do next. Like he has this aspect of unpredictability to him. So yeah, I mean, I think my love for Third just comes down to me, as we said, projecting onto him.
Yeah. I always thought
I really do think he's a well-written character because he is so multi-dimensional.
Yeah, he's honestly like the feminist BL character.
He really
Yeah.
Oh, those
Not me trying to speak.
scenes will forever be
I will never
iconic.
forget.
But I always thought it was really interesting when I would talk to people or see people talking about theory of love. A lot of people would always be like, why does Third keep himself in this situation? Like, why doesn't he just like try and move on? And I was always like, is it that easy for you guys to like move on? I don't know. Maybe we are similar in that like I dwell on my feelings for people for like a long time. Like maybe that
Still
makes me
like
like
that.
over emotional
Yeah.
or something like that. But I was like, I don't know. Like it's his best friend and also like a person he's in love with. Like for me, it wouldn't be that easy to just be like cut those feelings off completely or move on completely. But like there's so much tied into their relationship. I was always like, how is that?
I'm great at forgetting stuff. So
like move on. Like, is it that simple for you
Yeah,
guys
they
to
see
do
each
that?
other like every day. How are you gonna like get
I do
past
like
your
if you're
feelings?
gonna
You
see
them
that
all
person
the
every
time.
day,
You get
that would be
reminded of those
hard.
Yeah.
feelings all the time.
And it's not like he didn't try at points. Like he definitely
Yeah.
did make attempts, but like it's definitely not as easy, at least like for Third and probably for me too, as people. I guess maybe it's a lot easier for other people to move on from things. I don't know, but yeah, that was always like everyone would just be like, just move on. I'm like, how? How do you do that?
know.
People who say that probably
You
never
sound so
have,
small.
like, really been in love.
Yeah.
Like really been in love.
So my
He said these fools don't know
third
love.
character, back to the sad introverted archetype. My Until We Meet Again character that I put on the list was Parm. So I think similar.
You are
to
very
Kayla,
predictable.
Tragic
so
backstories.
predictable.
So even though Parm himself did not necessarily have a tragic backstory in his current life, the fact that he was so tormented by the memories of his past life and kind of experiencing that trauma really like connected with me. I think a lot of it was where you said like you love Z because
too trauma for you
love
guys.
Banter. I feel like I really
Both of you.
Yeah.
Trauma.
I will like repeat this and
Be like that
until
sometimes.
the day I die. I think he deserved like
Step
awards
on me.
upon awards for his acting
It's
in
Pixie
so
Lady.
and just like the subtle nuances and the way he was able to kind of tap into Parm's like trauma and his connection to his past life and that kind of stuff like really struck me. But I also appreciated that Parm was still like in his current life a very positive character. And I appreciate again, kind of like what Kayla said, that he had friends and interests and things that kept him happy outside of just Dean. So like he had Win and
Manow. There you go.
Or Team and Manow. So,
I love how we're just like
and, like,
talking
he was part
to
of,
our
like,
past selves.
and so like there was still a lot of like positivity in his character, and he was like
We're
a very
babies.
just, like cute and bright, like very wholesome seeming person. But I did really like kind of like the sadness, that undertone, like a lot of the situations.
this
he was in,
while I
a
was
lot of
still
the
on
scenes
heavy
that kind of
medication
seemed more
from,
positive would be kind of like interrupted by
breaking my
those
pen.
flashbacks of his trauma or those like sadder undertones.
I don't know.
Or was
This
I-
was in July of
Like a lot of the
21.
scenes, like there's this one scene that's like
Yeah, I
favorite
probably
scenes
wasn't
in the
anymore
series,
then.
when he's like sitting in his
You were
dorm
just zoned
room
out.
Yeah, like all the
cuddling and
first
holding
episodes
hands,
of
and
this
it seems like
podcast
really
was just
sweet
me
scene,
like
and then, he
totally
just, like,
drugged out.
Oh my god.
From pain medication.
certain nightmares he has and
Oh,
stuff
no.
like that. So kind of like
I
these
don't know what
moments
to
that
do
seem
with
very
myself.
sweet on the surface level and maybe romantic or fun, but like he just Fluke as the actor bringing Parm to life just kind of like put these sad undertones in them that I
Why do
think
I feel
like,
the need
really
to talk for so long?
really
Oh my
drew me
God.
to him as a character.
Shut up.
You do ramble.
I
Right?
do. I don't know how to end what I'm trying to say, so I just keep talking.
Is
I don't know how to say what I want to say, so.
Tan from Man of Death.
Mm.
Oh.
And
No, so happy. Alexa's so proud.
playing him.
And yet, look what you
I
did to
loved
Max.
the character before I saw
Dude.
him.
Oh, no.
I read the book, and I think they don't actually translate enough of his inner thoughts or personality into the show, because it's so more evolved in the book, and it's just like his complete dedication to Bun makes me like.
Yes,
really
that's
love
true,
the
but I
man.
talk
And
too
it's
much
not
about
in the sense that you guys are talking about like having no personality besides being in love. It's more about like he has this fantastical devotion to Bun from very early on, and it's really fascinating. And it doesn't feel
God,
like
I hate
he
listening to myself.
doesn't have any
Same.
other personalities. He's kind of just becomes like with him, and like the rest.
What am
of
I
his
trying to
world,
get at?
Bun just fits in there, even though Bun, through like the almost entire time they are running around together, is planning on leaving him at the end, which they didn't
Yes.
portray well in the series.
I don't
either.
remember what your
But-
point was.
Something about his dedication to Bun.
Makes me think how the sheer dedication he feels
There we go.
in
go.
that relationship.
Summarizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted
And
was
he's a
good
little
character.
violent. I like violence.
I will say I didn't read the series, but
He didn't
I
read the
definitely
series.
Okay,
read
it's canon.
sets on Tumblr of Max beating people up as Tan, so like I can appreciate
Good
that
content.
aspect of his character. It's like he just looks really attractive, kicking
Good
the crap out of
violence.
this person. I don't know.
Yeah. And it reads really attractive too.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't,
weird that like when you read something
Okay.
that you can just
but
picture
but
it so
but listen,
perfectly, but
listen,
yeah,
hear me out.
have
I will
that.
say that Tan's violence in Manner of Death was
Yeah,
better than
My next
Kin Porsch
one actually
violence.
doesn't fit the sad
They copped out in Kin
archetype,
Porsch
surprisingly.
Mm.
I really love King from My
because he's
Engineer.
beating the shit out of someone in
Yes.
Manner of
I
Death.
think he's just like such a pleasant
King.
character. Like I don't know how else to describe him. It's like he's sweet and nurturing,
Oh.
but also a little strange. Like you can never quite put your finger on what it is that makes him that way. Is he like neurodivergent, or is he just like pretending to be quirky? Like you never really know what it is that makes
To be
him so
quirky.
different. But I also love that he has like
What
this
does that
childish
mean?
curiosity. I find it so endearing, and like I love how he hyperfixates on plants, and he is like constantly trying to meddle with Ram, but not in like a forceful way. Just like, oh, I'm very curious about like what your deal is and why you don't really talk, so I'm gonna keep following you around and bugging you.
I mean, he is
and
like
because
borderline
he has, like, that
stalkerish.
childish curiosity
Yeah.
about
Be like that
Ram,
sometimes.
I
Yeah.
love how he
I still love him.
transitions so seamlessly from like curiosity
What is
to
that
desire.
class, Alexa? It's huge.
He's a character who doesn't really question what he's feeling and instead just like allows himself to feel it. So I find that really refreshing.
True. I got a
Mhm.
point there.
And I just think it makes him really lovable how upbeat, but also
This episode is
I don't
very
know the
apparent
word to
that you
describe
guys
him.
came
He's just like
prepared
a
and I did not.
I have to because of my different brain
But it's like
tangents.
very charming.
yeah, like even his friend group, it's like he sometimes feels like he's on the outside of the friend group. But yeah, I just think that charming is a good word to describe him. I just think that his character is really charming.
Points were made.
Okay,
Okay.
not bad.
So my fourth person that I had, and this is the last one that I actually like wrote out notes for, but Kurosawa from Cherry Magic.
Ooh.
I feel like he also doesn't really fit
It's different.
like my
You didn't expect that one.
introverted character stereotype.
Yes, we did. Like Cherry Magic was like your only like
nice
personality back then.
I think he's probably
That
in my Cherry Magic as a whole is like one of just like the sweetest dramas that I've ever watched.
But Cherry
like,
Magic in a
him
while.
as the male
I don't know.
lead,
I don't know if
expect to
Kurosawa
be
would
the
still
more
be on it now.
dominant
Mm.
of the
Or Vlad.
pairing.
I
He
don't
was
know.
just so sweet,
God,
and
yeah.
like he was just like such a wholesome character. Like
Just feel like everyone
he was,
kind of
like, so
moved past Gaya
cared about
Película.
Adachi, even beyond like
Yeah.
his feelings for him.
I was really
With
late
all
to the
the
game with
drama.
it to
And I
begin
love-
with, so
Getting like his inner
We
monologues
know.
when Adachi would touch him and him basically
That's
saying,
lore.
Like, I really like
That
this
is
person,
lore.
but
That is
even
lore.
just being close to him in this way, like you're being able to help him with work or having dinner with him or whatever the situation is, like that's enough for me type thing. I appreciate that he never wanted to overstep his boundaries with his feelings. We always got that through his thoughts when Adachi would hear them. He was always worried about pushing Adachi past a point where he was comfortable. And I just think it was nice that like the way the series was set up with Adachi being able to hear his inner thoughts, like the exterior personality he was putting out and showing to Adachi was the same as his interior personality and like his inner thoughts, and like both were just so wholesome and sweet and just like such a genuinely nice person.
Do you think Cherry Magic would be
yeah, I
as
don't know, I
popular
just, like,
if it
thought
came out
he
now?
was like such a good
probably not.
counter for Adachi and bringing
I think
him
we
out
would
of
still
his
really
shell
like
in
it,
ways
but
that
there's so
didn't
many more
pressure
JBLs
him or
now.
push him to points
Yeah.
beyond his comfort level, like getting them matching fountain pens.
I think
because he knew
actually
Adachi
what
wouldn't
you're
feel comfortable
describing
wearing,
about
like,
Cherry Magic
matching,
here,
like, promise rings or
Old Fashioned
engagement rings. I'm
Cupcake
not
did
sure
it
what they were
better.
meant to be, like things like that. Just like he was just such a
Controversial
sweet person,
opinion,
and I
maybe,
just,
but
like, loved his character a lot. Like just like a pure good person is so nice to see in BL sometimes. Good boy, sweet boy.
Cherry Magic always like fascinates me because it's really lucky.
Yeah, I still haven't
feel
watched the
good,
some
just genuinely
have to do that at
nice
some
Wait,
point.
is it out? I didn't.
But the
I haven't
like,
been paying attention.
Yeah, it's out on
premise of
DVD,
the
I
show
think.
is very
Oh.
pornographic.
What year are we in?
So it kind of feels like if you read the title, like Cherry Magic, which is like cherry is a word for your virginity.
Yeah.
So it's virginity magic.
Oh.
And the 30-year-old
Yeah,
virgin.
thank
And the
you
story
very
has
much for pointing that
nothing
out.
to do with
Everyone
sex.
already knew this.
It fascinates me. I thought first time I
That
heard
was
about it,
not
I
a
thought, like, it
revelation.
was, yaoi manga it was based off of, but no,
Chance to talk
it's
yaoi.
not. It's
I do
very
have the
plain.
manga.
It
but
isn't.
I haven't. I've only read the first volume of it. I have the second one, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, it's like
not
pretty much,
spicy.
like,
If you want
carbon
spice,
copy of,
don't.
like the sweetness
read
and
Cherry
gentleness of the series as well. Like it's just very.
We could have
soft all
just said that.
My fourth is God. I can never do Korean names, so I have no idea what their name is.
That is still true.
But the actor in To My Star.
Oh.
The actor who plays the actor.
See, I'm not the only one who's
Plays the
predictable.
The character who is an actor in
Kang
So
Seo-joon.
June.
Kang So.
Mm.
Okay.
That was the
I
character's name.
just his enjoyment of life and just like pursuit of happiness all the time. He's always happy, and it takes a lot of work to be that happy all the time. To be that
It
positive.
does.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
could
lot
never.
of work. So, and I kind of feel like if you're in the entertainment industry, a lot of people, especially idols, have to put on a smile the whole day and all that crap. And when they get home, I'm guessing a lot of them just like are tired and
They just-
don't want to keep it up. But it's happy all the time. And it's so fascinating.
God, you
And
can
just,
notice
like, his
how back then
curiosity
that I
for
had
the
less
world
words to go by
kindness
because I wasn't
everyone
used to
trying to
talking
screw him
English
over
that much.
is
Yeah.
Right.
baffling.
So I was
But at the
struggling
same
to
time,
find
he
the
stands
words
up
to
for
explain
himself.
things.
And like he's not a
I still do
pushover.
that, but not as bad as back
Yeah,
then.
I just
God.
really like him.
just really.
Do I need to bring back the sound effects?
So do I.
Yeah, I know there was speculation about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
That would be
good.
nice
Yeah.
to see.
Okay.
Oh, is that about season 2?
Probably.
I mean, I have some random ones.
Go for it.
I always thought that Tom deserved better.
In
Both in Love by Chance and
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
even more so in Thorntype. I always thought that Tom deserved.
He
to
kind of
have
got a
his
conclusion,
story
though.
more fleshed out.
And
Season 2, that was like one of the only good
One of
things.
the sad characters that I was drawn to, and it would have been really upsetting to watch, but I would have loved to see how he, like the aftermath of what happened to him, how he dealt with everything, and I guess just like who was there for him and who wasn't. He's just someone that I always wished his character's story was more fleshed out. But yeah, that's a random one I have.
Yeah, that's
I
not
feel
going to
like
happen
a
with
lot of
Mame's
the characters
characters.
from
No.
We've learned that.
don't actually have that much of a personality.
Right?
Mm.
I'm always like, I want to see more. Why is he so shallow?
Yeah, like the
Mhm.
character with the most personality is like Type, because you're getting his backstory, you're getting why he's like that, and while some of his personality traits are maybe not like psychologically correct, in a trauma,
Trying to sound so scientific.
it's still like there's some more to it, but most of her characters, it
The
feels
the
like
educated
Emma, her
psychologist,
novels are
dry cleaner.
So it's like porno with plot, and like there's not much.
It's
there.
porno
Like,
with
even though I've said
questionable
it,
plot.
I always liked
I would-
Type, even though it's
I would
problematic.
probably
But
say that
there's not much to.
it's
go
a
around
stretch
her
calling it a
personality.
plot.
Kind of speaking of Love by Chance, this one's random, but I always loved Pawn. I thought that he was always. I always thought that he was like one of the best friends.
I love
I
him.
cannot remember who that was.
That was
It was so
Yacht's
funny.
character.
My
Who?
Yacht's
Yacht's
character in Love by Chance.
was trying to watch that show
Yeah, like this
recently.
thing with the girl.
And she was like live texting me her
Yes.
Yeah,
he had a
reactions throughout it. And
he was shipped with the girl
she
in that one.
hated Pond at first. Like they
And he
thought
was just, like,
so
jacking off.
obnoxious and like
The whole show.
literally.
Yeah, I understand why you like him.
Like, this is my child. I'm like,
Yes,
But
that's
he
why
had-
Kayla the lesbian likes him.
He had character development. Like,
I think that in
Going
finding
from
out that
jacking off
he-
one
to
of the
getting a
only
girlfriend.
characters, or one of the only actors who's still in it.
but he still
I even like
was a very
him.
respectful person.
So,
Yeah, no, I am
he's
just
just a
kidding.
good character.
I get what you're saying.
Oh my god.
Stop calling
I just find it so
season two,
funny.
Just call it like.
Oh,
That is so random.
Whatever.
I must have had like nobody for my list.
So salty about like its director knew as well. Like I had so
The
high
hopes were high.
hopes.
Yeah.
Oh, was this by Love by Chance too, I'm guessing.
I have one.
We had
that
hopes.
I didn't include on my official list because I don't know if people consider it BL or not. But Neo from 3 Will Be Free.
I thought
True.
of him too.
Yeah.
I did think of him.
I haven't seen it.
So it's
That's
like
not a
one of-
BL,
probably
is
one of
it?
my favorite
That's why I
shows
said
to
I didn't
come
put it
out
on my
of
list
GMMTV.
because I didn't know people would
Yeah,
consider
but
it
you're-
a BL.
I love Neo.
You're still
One of the main
talking
reasons
about
is
it.
that, like, she,
Because we're
he's
talking
one of the
about
few
random
characters
people
that-
now.
I won't call it BL, so I just call it like Thai LGBT media that I've watched who like explicitly is
It's still a queer show,
bisexual
so it
and
gets a
shows
pass.
active interest
Okay.
in pursuing
His character was
relationships with
bi.
both men
Okay.
and women because he's very much romantically interested in both of the characters of the shows. And I really loved his whole like kind of like questioning the stereotypes around bisexuality. Like when people ask him like, are you interested in men or women, he has a very much his answer is like, well, why do I have to choose, like why can't I like
There's
both?
Mel.
So it's just like nice to see like
You know, that was great for your
explicit,
god.
like,
It looked like
bisexual
something.
representation and
Oh,
in a Thai series, LGBT series, and I also liked the way the show explored polyamory through him and the idea of like
Miss her
wanting
just
to pursue relationships
popping up
with both.
randomly in the back of your frame.
She's somewhere around here.
Miu was Miles' character, and Shin. So I just thought he was like a very like interesting character, and I really enjoyed the plot of this series overall.
He was a himbo in
thought,
that show.
Like, him as like kind of like the
his little crop tops, his himbo agenda.
The three of the main characters, like I really
I haven't seen it.
It's really good.
For everyone who
Oh,
Your cat was just like going.
Yeah,
up
she-
behind
she- That's my
I don't
The
really
cuts.
have like there. I can go through a lot of like characters that I like.
that you like.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like have any that I have like strong feelings about other than those. Like, there's probably some that I've forgotten about, and if I've forgotten them, then I'm okay. They didn't make that great of an impact. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of situations where, like, I was like, I know I like the series as a whole, but, like, I can't specifically remember anything about the characters in it that, like, made them stick out to me. So, yeah, I feel like my list is, I got the ones that, like, I clearly remembered things about the characters that made them really stick out to me.
Yeah, see. So, for everyone listening, please tell us what your favorite BL is, or BL character is, and why.
Awesome outro.
It would be really interesting. And we would like to thank our Patreons so much for supporting us. If you haven't,
How did we have
for that
any?
outro?
literally, how did we have
Right?
patrons at
Like,
this point?
who would give us money for
your
this?
patrons, and you can get access to it on the lowest tier. And you also get the episode on Sundays instead of Tuesdays. And we do
The Patreon is still up, guys. It's awesome.
Yes.
Please go join. It helps us fund our editor.
LoveCaster tier and above. So if you want to join us in the Discord, and like we're very
intro-
active
outro
there,
music.
and you can chat with us. And
It's like Alex was telling us to shut up.
all that good stuff. And yeah, we'd love to see you. And just like the
Editing
video,
these?
subscribe.
I think I was editing these.
a lot.
Oh shit! It was you broke your wrist, so Alex would have been
Next week.
doing them, wouldn't he?
No, but he didn't do the video until we got to season 2.
Oh,
He was just doing the audio.
My name's
That's
Seb,
right.
and I'm a full-time content.
Hey Seb.
Oof.
Well,
That was.
that happened.
Let's never do that again. Kayla, there was an arm in your face.
No, my friend has been sitting in the back on camera. Yeah, that was him. It wasn't a ghost, I assure you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so never reacting to old content again.
Yeah. You need to pay us for it. Like, pay us another $2,500 and we'll do it.
Maybe if you subscribe to our Patreon, give us some monthly
Okay,
income.
I will maybe be, maybe I can be convinced to do it exclusively for
on
patrons.
Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah.
The public doesn't need to see any more of this.
Yes. And please don't go back and watch.
Oh,
So
God.
just
Don't watch anything from season 1. Just start at
no.
season 2, please.
Season 2 is great. We had a reintroduction and everything. It's awesome. Just start there. And especially
God.
don't go watch the Drake interview. I still have nightmares.
Well,
Everyone now go. That's the only episode from season 1 I'll allow you to watch. Go watch
No!
the Drake interview.
I'm gonna remove it.
No, okay. Go listen to the Perth interviews. Those are the only exception from
those
season
are the
1.
only exceptions that are good. Yeah. Perth is awesome.
yeah.
Otherwise, season 1 doesn't exist. What
Yeah.
you just saw, not real.
Not real.
Okay, Gaslight.
Didn't see that.
None of it was real.
That wasn't an
was real.
episode. Never happened. Are we done?
Yeah.
Are we done? Then that's it.
Does anyone
Now
have
that
any
the soul-
reflections?
I will
My
have
soul has
nightmares.
been sucked out of me.
Okay, guys, tell us what you think is the most stupidest thing we said in that episode. I would love to
Cringiest
hear
moment
that.
from that episode.
No.
Too. I would love that. Let's make fun of baby LoveCast, newscast.
In our newscaster era.
Okay, guys. Thanks for watching, but don't watch again.
Don't watch again.
Don't watch the old ones again.
Please
But
keep
come back
watching from
next
here on out.
Yes, watch
Yes,
next
yes,
week's
yes.
episode as well. Yes, please. Don't go back. Stay.
Stay.
Okay. See you guys. Am I doing the intro?
Yes. Do you want to do the intro?
Okay.
Do you want me to do it?
No, I can do it. I can probably do it.